We entered a period in Washoe County starting around 2006 up until about 2009, 2010, where our graduation rates were really dismal. We were seeing basically 1 out of every 2 students walk across the stage. And that was a real wake-up call for us as educators. We started looking at some of the different options that we had available and where we could make significant improvement. And one of those components was social and emotional learning.
High fives, I missed you guys at the door. Boom, boom. Amal, don't leave me hanging. Hi.
SEL for me is just all about building relationships with students.
Think about this. You are what you think. You are what you think, right? Okay. You cannot go and try to be a dinosaur. You're not going to grow a tail.
It's about emotional intelligence, EQ compared to IQ, and then we roll into all the competencies of SEL, which are social awareness, self-awareness, self-management, relationship building, responsible decision-making. All are important skills that students don't necessarily get at home anymore.
What's been key for us in Washoe, though, is we have social emotional learning standards that we developed right out of the gate. We actually did that before we looked at evidence-based programming or curriculum for our schools, because we really wanted to create a common language around what is social emotional learning. We had to do some myth busting around this isn't about sunshine and rainbows and kids singing Kumbaya together. These skills are malleable, teachable skills that our adults and students need for life effectiveness. When you implement social emotional learning well, you see an increase in social emotional competence, which is good, but you see an increase in student attendance, you see a decrease in disciplinary issues, and you also see an increase in academic outcomes. The idea of measuring this was really a complex task. We were fortunate enough to get a research practitioner partnership grant. And we were able to look at this notion of a metric around how do we measure growth. And it really looks at a bank of items that really focus in on those 5 social emotional competencies. What that's done for us is it lets us know, A, where students feel they are strong and where they feel like they need some help.
You are pretending it's your first day at a new school and you go to the cafeteria and you do not know anyone. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what do you do now?
Almost all our kids across the board say being respectful to an adult, very easy for them to do. Introducing themselves to a peer they don't know or joining a new social group, very difficult to do. And so that also gives us some information around what we need to be teaching.
I'm thinking that no one will like me. I'm feeling very anxious and nervous.
Where should I sit? I would be thinking of this.
I feel nervous and anxious and be thinking of a place to sit where I would feel comfortable.
Your exit ticket for today is garbage in, garbage out. Good in, good out. Okay, the power of thought.
A quote that I love, it's climate and culture eat curriculum for breakfast, which is so true. And you're not always focused on just getting the assignment done, because it's more to it than that. It's all about building those relationship deposits with kids.
Can't throw yet. You did say that, didn't you? Growth mindset, that's cool. You're not good at throwing yet. Next time you throw, maybe you could say, oh, I'm so good at throwing, I'm gonna hit that.
Because we're human first before we're a math person or an English essayist or whatever we want to label ourselves. We're emotionally intelligent human beings first.
So we do have some common stressors, and all teens do. Can you think of other events relating to change or uncertainty?
Schoolwork, sports.
We had to be really careful with developing and looking at an SEO metric. There's a lot that goes into that. You won't see social emotional competencies or SEL components on our report cards in Washoe County, and that was very intentional. You won't see our kids taking SEL finals at the end of every quarter or every semester, and that's also intentional, because what is being socially aware to you and to me is very different. I think as a profession we have to be aware that assessment within the social emotional learning field is relatively new and it's at its infancy. But looking at a way to assess for instructional purposes and for growth, how are our students doing? I think we have an ethical responsibility to be sure that we know what we're doing with them is working. If we're going to take time from them and time from our teachers during the day, we need to know that what we are doing is effective, and we need to have evidence of that beyond the curriculum, beyond a gut feeling of a teacher. We have to have some evidence to tell us that we're moving in the right direction for our kids.
Or new step siblings, changing schools. These are all big events in our lives that cause us stress. So it's not just these little things. Sometimes it can be a big event that can cause us stress.